And hello, everyone and no one, and welcome to another Rotten Movie Reviews. Uh, yeah, I'm a drink into this one because holy fuck, the movie Zandalee. Um, I have not watched the movie Xanadu that I can remember, but every caption I kept seeing was, "It's like Xanadu with more sex." But going on this, with me as always is Tyr Alexander. Tyr, how you doing?
I don't know anymore. Up is down, left is right. I don't know. I don't
Cats and
know.
dogs living together, mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria. Yes.
With us as well is Angela Arriaga. Angela, how you doing?
I actually didn't mind this movie. I think that it probably gets compared to Xanadu because of the
Name?
titles
Yeah.
sound similar. But
And James is not with us today. He was not feeling so well. He's still alive. He's still with us in spirit. He may jump into chat, but he wasn't feeling too hot after Quipper, so he decided to take a night off, which understandable. Got to take care of your health. I mean, it's not like any of us are getting paid for this. I mean, we all have our regular jobs.
He missed titties, so his
He
loss.
missed a lot
him
of
is
boobies.
full frontal, dude.
Yes. He
And
missed it.
okay, so I have that switched over to that on there,
He is
and
going to be disappointed about that.
yeah. And okay, we will have to say, this is the 1991 film Zandalee, and holy fuck, is this film hard to goddamn find unless
Is
you want
that?
unless you want to rent it or buy it on Amazon. Like
Was
I
that
tried
a
searching
fucking?
everywhere for it and everything, and I thought I could use Prime, but they wanted me to spend money, so I had to go a different route through obviously completely legitimate websites. We're not questioning that.
Nope, not at all. Not
But
gonna question it.
yeah, this movie starred Nicolas Cage, obviously, and we are getting a palate cleanser next week just because while the movie wasn't bad,
It
like
was deep.
it was way, way deeper than I expected it was going to be. And
That was him.
honestly, well, it had Nicolas Cage, had Erica Anderson as Zandalee. You had Judge Reinhold, which I still can't believe his first name is Judge.
No, it's not. It's a nickname, if you will.
Okay, still, that's actually pretty epic.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, dude's a fucking great actor in my opinion.
He is a great actor.
Fucking Joe Pantalonina.
Pantoliano.
Pantoliano. Thank you. I keep wanting to say Pantalonino.
Steve Buscemi
He
was
goes
in
by
it.
Joey Pants.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. But it had Steve Buscemi in it, who actually had a pretty bigger role than I was expecting. And
I was expecting it to
Yeah.
be a lot smaller.
yeah,
Yeah, Melissa Tomei was in it as well.
mm-hmm. Not gonna lie, Aaron
Ah,
Neville, even though he had so few lines, the guy who played
yes.
Jack the bartender, I actually
Still
loved
badass.
all his scenes.
Yeah.
He had that like the great imposement of I'm your bartender. I'll listen to you. I will give you advice, but you step out of line, I will knock you the fuck out.
Hit me one more time. Not physically, I mean.
No matter your size and stature.
I
Like,
have to admit, I was really freaked out about the fact that Joey Pants looks better in a dress than I do.
way it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the way it seemed like this was, because okay, to kind of give an overview of the story, is you have Reinhold and Anderson. They're the couple, Zandalee
Terrain.
and Terry or Three.
Great.
Oh, that one was not supposed to be in there. I gotta take a picture out real quick. I gotta figure out which one that was.
What
Uh,
was that?
Nothing bad, but a picture that I had gotten from Twitter.
Oh.
So
Oh,
Oh my.
yeah, I was not expecting that one to be in there. Oops a doodle.
Somebody you know?
No. Put that back to
Okay.
there. Yeah, it was just a cosplayer from YouTube, one of their pictures that I had saved. Again, nothing not YouTube friendly technically. But yeah, then Nicolas Cage is Johnny Collins, and basically, while Reinhold and Anderson have a decent marriage, they're having problems in the sack. Mainly, he's having problems in the sack. He's having ED problems.
She's having problems too. That he's having problems in the sack.
Well, yeah, because she wants to bang her husband and ends up banging Nicolas Cage's character. And at first, like when it was starting, I was like, "Oh, I've seen this basically play out in the military to where shit wasn't going right because of whatever, either couldn't perform or whatnot. But they're still going to stay with them, but cheat the fuck out of it." It's
At that
almost
point,
it's almost as bad as some folks, or it's like some. I'm not gonna just say women because there were male dependents as well. That as soon as their spouse like went TDY or
Ugh.
deployed, where fucking revolving door, Jesus.
I literally watched my ex deployed once, and I literally watched the guy's Humvee go through the gate, and the women remove their wedding ring as soon as the gate closed.
Ugh.
Yeah, some men, and that's why I said like even some men.
And I was just like, I am gonna be sick right here, right now.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I had a former coworker because she cheated. I know, like everyone knew she cheated on the guy that she was with. The only reason she was even with him or that she married him was because she knew he had a better luck at getting orders to get out of Canada. And she tried to justify this to me of like, I just need to feel close to someone. I'm like, buy a fucking dog.
Have a kid. Buy a dog.
Rotn don't
Stop being poor.
Rotn don't play those games. If you go into a monogamous relationship, you keep it a monogamous relationship. Now, this movie went a hell of a lot weirder because, basically she was only using him for sex, which is the odd portion. Like, she never really got feelings.
Yeah, which is
Nicolas Cage's character caught feelings. Reinhold's character
went crazy in the end.
Yeah, oh yeah, he definitely lost his shit. And I think it was that whole thing that once he finally got it back, everything finally set into where he was just like, yeah, I'm not cool with what happened no more.
Fuck you, fuck him, fuck her.
Cause just
Okay.
good lord.
That movie, ooh. Why is young Nicolas Cage always perpetually the asshole? Like,
Well,
why?
this is one of those movies where I have to like view it from each different character's standpoint and what is happening in their life. So I looked at Judge
Okay.
Reinhold, and he's a man who gave up his passion to follow in his father's footsteps, and then lost what he gave up his passion for.
Yeah, because he gave up his passion and everything so he could provide for the woman that he loved or loves. I guess loved would be the whole
I'm
thing.
talking about the fact that he gave up
His dream.
and teaching and poetry and all of that to run his dad's business, and then his dad's business got sold out from under him.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's beyond what. So he already felt like a failure there.
And then to have your best friend or your friend.
So he already had that loss right there. And then he couldn't justify going back to what he was passionate about because that would decrease their position in society, and he would felt like he would be lesser than he needed to be for her. And that
That
right there is essentially what caused
and it
his issues with her.
also kind of seemed like he lost what his passion was because like while he wanted to do it, like he said to her at one point, he's like, "What am I gonna do? Go sit at a fucking bench at the park and write?"
A lot of this whole issue could have been solved just by talking to
Oh,
her.
yeah. Yeah, but this
Like,
was the
no,
late. No. Like, I completely agree with you, but you have to understand as well. This was also the late '80s, early '90s, and this is fucking New Orleans. It's
People
New
talk a lot.
Orleans.
no, but it could have all been solved. Like, he clearly needed what he needed was that punch in the arm. Like, if Sheeta came out and said, "I don't give two shits about where we stand," like, well, as long as you're happy and we're happy together,
Yeah. And
you
even the
know.
way his mom was looking at it, it's like, if you look at it, the people that he cared the most for in his life, his wife and his mother,
Mm-hmm.
with both of them, were basically both trying to tell him, fuck what the rest of it's like everyone else is might say about you and whatnot. We all love and support you, and we will make do.
Yes, and they didn't seem to be. They didn't seem to be financially in dire straits. I mean,
Yeah.
so he could have went back to teaching and become a teacher. And I don't think he was a professor, correct?
Yeah, he taught college.
Yeah.
So he was. I'm pretty sure if he went back to being a professor, he would make good money.
Plausibly.
But probably not as much as she did as a seamstress.
Yeah.
Because
But
even
she was.
yeah.
It seemed like she had a pretty high clientele.
Oh yeah.
True. But even then, it was still the fact that money wouldn't have been the issue. It's just a pride matter. He can't lower himself to return, and I don't even see it as lowering himself. You went from being the CEO of a business to a professor. Or a professor to the CEO of a business, and then back to a professor, which you love. Who gives a fuck? It's your dream. It's something. It's your passion.
Yeah.
You know.
But that also, in his view, took away the high ground that made him better than Nicolas Cage as well.
How? You'd still be
you still be a professor.
Yeah.
Listen.
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
You understand this, and I understand this. But he was a dude without a working penis.
Damn.
With a chip on his shoulder.
Damn, I bolted down to like its base elements.
I mean, you're not wrong. Basically, he was looking at that, and the way even it was the American dream, New Orleans style, to where he has the hot wife, the good job, the good high paying job, can afford to have his mother live in with him as well, and all that jazz. So it's kind of like, other than kids, he pretty much had the white picket fence.
Again,
why Nicolas Cage's character was so horny after a married woman, especially his friends.
Yes, friends.
See, and that is the ultimate betrayal, and that's something I can never abide. Like, treachery is something that boggles my mind, and like that's an unforgivable sin to me. Traitors don't do well with me.
Well, I can understand the whole thing of thinking that like your friend's wife or husband or both or whatever, because you might even be bi or something, that they're attractive. That's fine.
That's acceptable.
You never act upon that without the extenuating circumstances of it having that kind of relationship of them being of the lifestyle and them inviting you in, and that's both of them inviting you in. I dealt with I dealt with some people in the military that were fucking weird. No, quite literally, I've dealt with some, or I shouldn't say dealt, but like I knew quite a few people in the military that was their thing. They were kind of a bit of swingers, and it's like,
Yeah.
you know what? But for that whole thing in there as well, it was known, it was agreed upon by both parties, and for anyone else to be involved, it had to be agreed upon by both parties, or it didn't happen.
All right, so I have I don't know if they're still together. It's been 100 years since I've sat them down and talked to them. I had two friends. They were married and they had an open marriage. When they had set up ground rules. The only one that could come in her was him, and the only one he could come in was her. Without protection.
Yeah.
When she got pregnant, they moved his girlfriend in because she said, "Well, I can't always give you what you want." So and everybody was happy as far as I knew.
Well, I mean, hell, even Penn and Teller have shown ones to where, a couple got married, they had kids, end up having a falling out, but they decide to remain civil. And even though they got divorced, they still lived in the same house to be there for the kids because neither one of them wanted to be like, to let it be taken out on the kids. So even though both of them have another person they're dating, the kids are actually, from everything I saw on that, because most of them were in their like early teens, had no issues. They're like, yeah, my parents got a divorce, but instead of having, dad's moved away to a shitty 1-bedroom apartment to where he can barely afford to eat and keep the lights on, and mom's been a merciless bitch, because that's usually the way things go. Not always, but I mean, I'm pretty sure Angela is an exception to that.
Exception to
Basically, the whole fact of, taking a huge amount of child support to where he'd have to, for him to survive, he has to go off the dollar menu. Yeah.
Actually, things in my marriage were a little reversed.
Really?
That can happen as well. But that's a story for another time.
Yes.
If you so chose to tell it, obviously.
Oh.
But yeah, this, because I don't really know where I was going with that one, because I just kind of spaced a little bit.
You were talking about whether or not an open relationship is agreed upon versus cheating and betraying your
Oh yeah, because I've also known enough people that have cheated on their wives, and some of them are my family, and I don't fucking understand it.
So again, this could all be solved with a conversation. Or at least it could have taken steps toward, improving the situation. All they had to do was sit down and talk.
Hell, maybe it didn't even need to be to sit down and talk. Maybe she needed to do what, Lady Monkey did to Ranting Monkey, as he's told about, where she damn near hit him, was like, what, you forget how to eat pussy?
Damn.
He's told that story.
Yes, but in this particular case, that guy's entire ego would have crumbled.
You never know. Maybe he's not submissive.
I am looking at what that... Okay.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I am looking at the way Judge Reinhold was presented and what I know of Ranting Monkey. They are two very, very different types of personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Judge Reinhold probably would have just committed suicide at that point.
Well, he did in the end.
He did in the end. But he did in the end because he was not going to let Nicolas Cage save him. He
Yeah.
wasn't going to give him that satisfaction. Up
Pride is a
until
powerful thing.
literally everything that Judge Reinhold did was about maintaining what stature and power he felt he had. He had to turn around. I was glad he at least had that one opportunity
To see that it
to,
was in his head.
well, no, but you just totally flipped what I was saying.
Hmm.
So,
Well, I meant
uh,
for when he finally was able to perform again.
yes, that is what I was talking about. But, and it was because he turned around and took it to a simple place where it was just him and her. And he said that exact right thing to make her realize that it was okay, that he needed that moment to just look at her. Because really, that's all she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to know what she needed, absolutely needed with everything inside her, to know that he still wanted her, that he was still passionate about her.
Yeah.
So essentially, it boils down to
They needed a vacation.
yeah.
It boils down to men and women. Men want to be needed, women need to be wanted. And they're absolutely a perfect combination for each other if they will let themselves be. But instead, we complicate the shit out of everything and make it about all of the outside stuff instead.
Welcome to humanity.
Yep.
If everything was just that simple, our world would be fucking amazing.
That's just it. It is that simple. We just don't let it be.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah. Again, this. I know this is a deep conversation, but again, I have to bring up the fact: why the fuck is Nicolas Cage, young Nicolas Cage, typecast as the asshole?
Because he
In
What
plays
this
it
about
well.
him?
case,
Hmm?
in this case, he was an asshole. I'm not going to
Sugarcoat it.
sugarcoat that at all. He was an outright dick.
He was a rapist and an asshole.
But
Typecast as a
he was
rapist.
everything that Judge Reinhold wasn't. He was a person who was presented with that choice to become like, to have that perfect, like, stature and life. And he was like, no, I have to hold on to my passion. And
Mm-hmm.
he let that become his driving force, which led him to not being able to see how he was treating other people, how he was acting. He probably didn't even realize that he raped her.
He was also had a massive drug habit.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
he did.
Well, he was a tortured art. Like so, I don't. What's the word I'm looking for? I can
I
empathize with both characters.
I
it,
do not.
one
Go ahead.
second. I don't necessarily think he's actually a completely like the tortured artist. I think he thought he was the tortured artist, and he kept putting himself in the positions to try to make himself more of the tortured artist because that's what he thought he
Absolutely.
was supposed to be in order to paint.
Yes.
So, was
Here's the thing. Go ahead, Tier.
all right. So from someone that likes to create things, there. What's the word I'm looking for? I have my ritual. It's something that I do, and each time before I sit down to add pen to paper or click on a map or something, it's just something I do. I don't know if it really works to help me be creative, but it's something. And I think that's what Nicolas Cage, his was. The tortured artist was part of his ritual. His the
No,
I can't explain it.
I'm not trying to say anything against you, but like, I've either been corrupted by the internet or I just watched it too recently. Because every time I hear someone say "get creative," all I can think of is "don't hug me, I'm scared." Because
Okay.
what's your favorite idea? Mine is being creative.
You have been corrupted by the internet.
Sorry, that one just was a
It's
goddamn.
okay, but again, not to see Judge Reinhold's issue where, what you want me to do? Sit down in a park bench and write? He has to be inspired. And I really think she was his muse.
Oh, I think, and again, it was that whole thing. If they'd have just outright said it and talked, or just like I was saying, like outright said it when he said, it's like, what do you want me to do? Sit on a bench in the park and write? And if she'd replied,
just said yes.
Well, she could have also replied with, if that would be what gives you inspiration, yes. Otherwise, what will give you inspiration? What do you think would help with that? Go towards that. I want to see, because basically what she's saying is, I want to see that man again. I want to see the man I fell in love with. And she just couldn't fucking say it.
And that's what one of the things that split them apart or pushed them apart.
Because I still would say, for a lot of the things, he still showed that he had the passion for her. He was just having a mental block because of it was I kind of hate to use this term in a way, but kind of a come to Jesus moment in his life. Because as Angela said, he gave up everything he was originally doing to follow in his father's footsteps because he believed that's what he was supposed to do. And now everything that his father had worked for and built and had made his father, basically wealthy beyond his wildest dreams, has come crashing down around him. Basically kind of showing that because he didn't have the same passion, it was kind of destined for failure, and maybe he should have never went with that in the first place.
Or maybe he just wasn't built for that life. Maybe his father should have sold when he got the chance. And let his son be his son and do his thing. That's probably what that one was. When you try to measure yourself with someone else's yardstick, you'll never add up.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why I was saying, like, he had that come to Jesus moment because he came to the realization that the person who's also buying him out is a fucking slumlord.
Yeah.
And just the way everything was going, it's that he gave up everything to have everything that he then was working toward fall apart. Yeah. Granted, we don't know how long it's been that since what he gave up his passion to that, other than it's been at least like 5 years. Because I don't remember if they said the time frame of when it was. Because, like, still technically, yeah, from everything Angela was saying, like, with her being, a boutique store and a seamstress, long as you have the right clientele in New Orleans, or Orleans, if you want to put it that way, you can still have a pretty damn good living. If you have, for something like that, I actually don't even know how many people you would need. You can still hold a good fucking living.
Well, she seemed to be having. It wasn't
and then
that bad.
The one
She
thing,
had the
yeah, the one thing I did forget is that even though the company would be sold, he was basically he basically be a figurehead. So he's there to make the business seem legitimate.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that was the other thing that wasn't sitting right with him. And it's like, shit, dude, if that's the way it is, find the person that's been doing the best in your fucking thing that's like below you and be like, hey, guess what? You're getting promoted. I'm retiring early.
Yeah. Take the money, cash out, and leave.
Whoa, take the money and run.
There you go.
I couldn't resist, sorry. But yeah,
You know?
this was a much deeper movie than I was expecting it to be.
It really was. It was very intense.
Uh, go ahead.
I was expecting like something artsy and kind of like more gratuitous, which is saying a lot given the amount of sex that was in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it was for the purpose of displaying who the characters were, so it wasn't actually gratuitous.
And
It wasn't sex for the sake of sex. It was part of the plot.
and it wasn't the whole thing of, that just because she felt sexually frustrated with her husband and that whole thing that she just goes after this new person because he's giving her all this attention and everything. I will say though, it still pretty much hits you with the
emotional damage.
Yeah.
I knew that was
Everybody in it. The only person that wasn't emotionally damaged was the goddamn bartender. Every every character named is fucking insane or emotional.
Oh, you had the mother
Agreed.
afterwards, because like when she was like, "Show, go get the poison." Like I was almost curious with like, was she gonna try to poison her daughter or her daughter-in-law technically,
daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
because she blames the daughter-in-law for the son dying. And then
Yep.
when she had that whole running and like felt sick and whatnot, I was like, oh, don't tell me she now has morning sickness.
Oh Lord, that'd have been even worse.
Yeah,
Well, it never gives a
it was just
timeline.
nuts.
They never give a timeline of how long they've been. It seemed like the time has only been like a week or two.
Yeah, this whole thing seemed to go over in like a month. What were you saying, Angela?
Nothing. I actually was just agreeing.
Yeah, so it. I wouldn't say it'd been morning sickness, but again, the timeline of this was just. Yeah, it wouldn't have been that far. And at least if that was morning sickness, we know it'd be Judge Reinhold's character.
Mm-hmm. Most likely.
Yeah.
And then the only good thing that could come of it was because of her getting killed in that whole thing, depending on Louisiana's laws, if he did kill her and she was pregnant, that's a double murder or double homicide.
And I hope the bastard gets what he gets in the end.
Well, I'm also going to be the asshole in that one, and Cage should have kind of pulled his head out of his ass a little bit and gotten some money to at least somewhat pay off his dealer. You can't be that in debt to a dealer or basically be in debt to fucking everyone for as long as it was. And I'm pretty sure it was a coke habit. And with how much freaking the bartender gave him for that big a thing, it's like, dude, that's a lot of money, even by 1991 standards, when coke was pretty prevalent at that point.
I think he should have sold those paintings that he had, because he had just lost his job. Yeah.
He definitely should have just let the guy take the one that he wanted.
But he had that fucking chip on his shoulder of how he's gonna be like Picasso.
Yep.
Dude, Picasso isn't even like Picasso.
Well, like everything, Picasso didn't make the money when he was alive. It wasn't until like 30, 40 years after his death.
That's when most painters and artists make their money, or
Ve-
become famous.
Very few make good money while they're alive.
While they're alive. You don't
It's
become valuable until after you're dead.
and
Yeah.
exactly that. It's because you are no longer like, oh, it's a rare Monet. Like Monet's been fucking dead forever, so it's worth more.
Exactly.
You'll never get a painting like that ever again. And that's the sad part of painters. In life, you'll never be really worth much. In death, you'll be
I
fucking.
did not realize the dude who played the mother's mystery boyfriend, Ian Abercrombie. A lot of the shit that man has done. Like,
Okay.
oh, it's just like he was the wise man in Army of Darkness, driver in Adam's Family Values. Like, he did a shit ton of stuff. He was also the voice of Chancellor Palpatine and Darth Sidious in Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like,
Interesting.
I was like, why does that guy look? Oh, because he's been in a whole bunch of stuff as well. Like, apparently he was in Wizards of Waverly Palace, the TV show.
Waverly Place?
Waverly Place?
Yeah, thank you. I read it and still said it wrong.
Hmm.
It's all good.
Sometimes you go and you mispronunciate the words. No, I had to click on him because when I saw the Abercrombie, I was like, don't tell me he's like part of the Abercrombie and Fitch thing or whatever.
Oh
Oh
God.
Lord.
That was my first thought too.
It didn't say, and
You
I
can't
didn't.
get away from Abercrombie no matter where you go.
That whole thing. But I will definitely say this has been a very weird but still pretty decent movie. Like,
I was gonna say it's weird, but not in a bad way.
I'd
don't
still
like-
say it was better of Italian
I don't-
Rapist.
Yeah, Time to Kill.
Time to Kill.
I don't like need a shower to floss my brain.
No, what I want is a palate cleanser to cheer me up because holy
Right.
shit. Like,
It was so sad.
it's one of the few ones to where it's like I saw the cheating, I understood it, still didn't agree with it, but I had an exponentially better understanding of it, and just like that, like I said, the understanding of it to where, okay, your reasons are extensively more valid instead of well, I wanted the husband to make more money, but because of him making more money, he was at work more often, and I didn't feel loved, so I started getting attention from a dude and just started banging him in our own bed.
And now I'm gonna leave him for the guy that doesn't make as much. Because I wanted to make my husband to make more money. Now I'm gonna leave him for the guy that's broke, but he gives me attention. And 20 minutes later, he'll dump me for the next hot thing. Such is life.
But unless anyone has any objections, I think we'll do Tremors 3 next week.
I could use some fun. I'll be honest. After that, like I said, I didn't dislike the movie, but I could use some fun.
Oh, like, we agree on that one. Not a bad movie. Definitely not terrible. This is definitely something I would recommend to the jackasses that want to be like, I don't watch movies, I watch films.
All right, the next one is Honeymoon in Vegas. Okay.
I don't remember if he's a main-ish character in that.
He's
Yeah.
as far as I know, he is.
Yeah.
Isn't he like? Isn't that the one with Sarah Jessica Parker in him?
Yep.
Yeah. He is
Yeah,
the
And
main character.
James Cain.
he's her
Or is
James
it
Caan,
Khan?
but yeah, it's
Khan.
Con.
Caan. But yeah, it's James Caan, and she's he's her husband.
She's second build. He's second build, so
Yeah.
I guess he would be the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
I
the
think by
only thing I remember about that movie, because I know I've seen it before,
Mhm.
but the only thing I remember about that movie is the flying Elvises.
I want to say by this point he's gotten into his career more, so I don't think there's as many things where he's going to be more of a background character.
Yeah.
Like he might be somewhat of an extra, but it's like he's like his scene is still going to be about that he's in is still going to have more to do with him. Like if he's going to be an extra in a way, it'd be kind of like the best one I can think of is Talladega Nights when they have the one hip hop artist in there, or I can't remember a thing. You know, when he goes and sees the fucking French race car driver, and there's the other dude in there to where it's like, yeah, you can tell he's not a main character, but he's famous enough that they're not just going to make him some fucking background character. Like, he's going to get introduced.
He's gonna get. He's a named character.
Yeah. He's not bar patron 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 more than will do Con Air. Put the bunny back in the box.
You are still so hung up on Con Air.
Cause that's an awesome fucking movie.
Bro,
It is an awesome
we
movie.
got The Rock before that.
Still, I can be excited for Con Air, and then his Face Off.
Like once we get to done with Leaving Las Vegas, it goes The Rock, Con Air, Face Off, City of Angels, Snake Eyes.
Yeah,
Snake Eyes was surprisingly good.
I do. Snake Eyes.
Yeah, if I want to say I remember correctly, that's the one where it's like he's with his kid. Like supposedly, I can't remember which one it was. I don't necessarily remember. I've watched a whole bunch of different shit. I mean, I was gonna say like after Tremors, if we wanted to go through like some really dumb, fun nostalgia stuff from like the '90s, I could always bring up the Three Ninja series.
Lord.
The only one I don't have a good copy of is High Noon at Mega Mountain, but that doesn't have any of the original 3. The guy who played the grandpa is only in freaking like visions or whatnot, or the thinking of past events.
Flashbacks.
Flashbacks, thank you.
I think he's dead at that point. Pat Moriarty was dead.
Well, they de-aged all the fucking kids as well. I still think it's funny. For the first 3 movies, the only kid that was there in all 3 movies was the kid who played Colt.
Must really need that paycheck.
I'm sorry.
No, he was the only one who just loved it. I remember reading. When the second one came about, the other 2, like either the parents didn't want it. I think the oldest one who played Rocky was just like wanted to go do some other things. And when the second one took off, the kid who played Rocky and the kid who played Tum Tum came back for the third because they're like, oh, like this actually took off. And they took 3 completely different kids for High Noon and Mega Mountain and basically made it a Hulk Hogan movie.
Victor Wong. I'm sorry. It was Victor Wong.
Yeah, because he was... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I want to say he was also... I think it was Chang from the first Tremors. You know, the one who knew the graboids?
And he was Eddie Chen.
Chen.
At some point we had to do Big Trouble in Little China. I love
this shit. I think from like this is kind of a movie review channel. It's more, or I shouldn't say channel, but stream. I should put it more that it's a discussion, but whatever. I mean, I still think my highest viewed one video of anything is the Tis that's like 10 seconds long.
It's serious. That one is my favorite one. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
it's short, it's simple, it's short, simple, sweet, and to the point.
Want to talk about something near and dear to my heart, my lungs. But
It was so good.
still, I feel like Tomb. No, you're just grabbing words.
Like, I was definitely way too
That one was
intoxicated
good.
for the third, and I think was able to come back with it for the fourth.
Instant transition.
Abracadabra, ejectocito, cuz.
Oh man, God man.
I still need to do that other Twitter reading.
Oh man.
I'm still not sure what the first Twitter reading said. I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, that one was a pretty shitty. I might actually go through and redo that one.
Instant transmission. Mm. Again, if you ever need, somebody to record voice lines, I will do it in a heartbeat.
Well, the thing is trying to figure out how I'm gonna do them, because like the one for Tim, I know that guy personally. I was in the military with him. Oh, what's up, Johnny?
Oh no, it's a Hellcat.
Hey, Johnny.
Yo, Hellcat.
Yeah, I don't know when that one showed up. I think, why the hell's whatever. Yeah, that was still kind of weird. But yeah, this movie is definitely just out there.
It's a good watch. Don't get me wrong. It's a good watch. Plenty of tits, full frontal. Angela didn't get cage ass. So,
Well, other than
that was
children,
good.
obviously, I do think it had a little bit of something for everyone. It had a lot of gratuitous full frontal for men, and a rather deep plot for anyone who wanted to have deep plot, which is usually
Yeah,
women.
that was deep life.
So like there was the sort of love scenario and struggle that typically, not always, women and or gay men tend to go for.
Yes. But he said.
Again, that's not to say all of them do.
Just a tendency.
That's the way it goes.
But it is very much basically, Tyr, if you want to know what would have happened in Moonstruck if she and her original fiance had actually gotten married,
Mhm.
this
That would have been
that's
it.
what this movie was.
It's a follow to Moonstruck.
Kinda.
Except for we don't know if there was any, impetus or sexual frustration problems with the original fiance and whatnot. But then you got to realize your wife's getting banged out by your brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically change it from your brother to your best friend.
Yeah, childhood best friend.
And then you're actually, I mean, it's still a woman who is not in love with the man that with one of the men that she's sleeping with.
Yeah.
But she's sleeping with them for a reason other than romance. In the case of Moonstruck, it was for security. And in the case of Zandalee, it was because she needed to feel like somebody wanted her again.
To quote leave Ghostbusters 2, need to feel wanted, need to feel desired.
So the last
Did no
couple,
one remember that part from Bill Murray saying that?
I remember.
I need to feel love. I need to feel desired.
I just realized something. The last three Nicolas Cage movies, Moonstruck, Wild at Heart, and this one, God damn it.
Well, you kind of left out Firebirds and Vampire's Kiss since you threw Moonstruck in there.
Because Vampire Kiss is a good movie. Y'all all traumatized not liking it.
Whatever helps you sleep at night,
the
bitch.
only movie that is on the list of the last ones that were watched that I would not watch before Vampire's Kiss is the one that the two of you watched alone.
Oh, Time to Kill? Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that
Yeah,
was,
I need the obelisk after that one.
I would literally watch any one of the movies that we watched already.
Yeah.
Aside from that one, before I would watch Vampire's Kiss again.
I would rewatch Midsummer directly preceded, or I should say beforehand, with Hereditary. So I'd watch a double feature of Hereditary, then Midsummer, before watching fucking Time to Kill again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at least I can like the graphics.
Yeah. Time to Kill is... It's just... What the fuck was that director thinking?
Artsy fartsy.
That's exactly what the director was thinking.
All over a fucking toothache.
Now, do we want to address the rape in church?
Yeah, that was fucking weird.
Well, it's wait, pause. We'll go back to a Time to Kill. It's a lot fucking well. I can't really say it was better, but goddamn, in that one.
I mean, at least in this one, they were technically communicating in the same language.
And she didn't turn into this weird love-struck, love-sick puppy dog.
You guys did understand what that was, right?
What?
I'm guessing
That
it was him trying to say that he was giving her what she wanted.
No, because he wouldn't know that had happened. He wouldn't know what had happened between her and her husband.
Okay.
In that regard.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally the difference between her wanting to give something out of love to her husband and losing that same thing to her desire to find passion again.
All I can say is I'm glad you're here because all I saw was surface level. My poor guy brain.
Yeah.
Isn't that deep. Like I can read between the lines on a lot of shit, but I couldn't read between those.
Yeah, because like mostly what I saw for that was more of like he thought he was giving her what he wanted because it was kind of a power thing and the reason why she needed to leave her current husband and then be with him.
Yeah. It's a guy brain thing.
I think it is. Because there's the difference between giving something as a gift and having it forcefully taken from you because you made a stupid decision.
Agreed. I can understand that concept, but I can't articulate what I'm thinking properly. So let me not say what I and look like an ass unintentionally.
It's okay. I understand.
I don't know, but at
Poor
the
guy.
end of the day, you just kind of wanted to say to him,
Degenerates like you belong on a cross.
Well, he was in church, so
Wow. You really had to go there.
sorry.
Not you. This one's all on Frosted.
Frosted.
Frosted's the one that decided to play that particular piece about rape in church.
I don't even remember that from Clippers.
Man. I'm just saying that he's already in church. You mean just straight him up. Right beside Jesus. There you go.
Oh boy.
God. My poor
Like
guy's
that.
brain.
This is one of those things that for me to probably understand it more, I'd probably have to sit there, like, take notes and have multiple viewings, which is just never gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, this is it's a good movie, but I believe it's a one and done for me, even with all the kids.
Only way I'm ever gonna watch this again is if I'm somehow with the gal and she's like, "Let's go through
I
Nicolas
really
Cage's
want to
thing."
watch this.
What with James?
No, she's saying like that's what I would do, unless she's wanting to watch this with James, which more power to her.
No.
One and done for you as well.
Let's go through the Nicolas Cage catalog. Yeah,
Let's-
no, because I don't want to go through Time to Kill.
Oh, I do think that if I'm with a gal and she's like, "Let's go through Nicolas Cage's catalog because it'll be fun and we can have some drinks with it." Okay, but I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a couple movies we're skipping. Oh, why? Just
And
fucking trust me.
And there's not enough alcohol in the world, honey.
It's not enough hours in a day to.
One, because if we try to make a drinking game out of this, we're going to the
Well,
hospital.
We're gonna die.
Let's drink every time Nicolas Cage's character's an asshole. Oh, God, what about that?
Okay, that doesn't start until
I think
97.
my liver's gone.
I would quite literally be like, okay, if we're gonna do that one, that rule does not get to start until 1997.
Yeah, because we'll all be dead by what? The first three movies?
We'll be dead by like 84.
Oh, God. Well, at least we'll get a slight reprieve thanks to Raising Arizona. So, wasn't an asshole in that one. And Birdie, he really wasn't an asshole in Birdie.
Yeah, he's kind of a bitch. Because there'd be like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Or that was where he was thinking there'd be Valley Girl. And
Valley
Racing-
Girl.
He was kind of an asshole in Valley Girl. I mean, granted, he was meant to be a punker in Valley Girl.
I don't think he was an asshole. I think he was dumb.
Yeah.
That's why I was kind of saying, like, kind of an asshole.
Blue Moon, he was an asshole. So we'll be dead by then.
Racing with the Moon.
Blue Moon.
Racing with Moon, sorry.
He was an
I was
asshole.
gonna say Blue Moon?
Oh, you're thinking The Boy in Blue, which we didn't get a chance to watch, just because that's another fucking extremely difficult movie to find. And then he was kind of an asshole, at least as an adult, in the beginning of Peggy Sue Got Married.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's let me see. Again, his last cut, Birdie would probably be safe. Raising Arizona will be safe.
Really weird thing to watch on a date. Just warning you guys, that's not something you want to bust out as a date movie.
Which
What?
movie?
Birdie.
No.
No.
Oh, no. This would be something that you've already been with the gal for a while, or the guy, and it's like, oh, let's go through this actor's catalog.
All right. Out of all the movies on this one in his early work, the only ones I can honestly suggest as date time movies are Peggy Sue Got Married Valley Girl, raised in Arizona.
Okay, but for a second, Johnny, that's fucking brilliant. I'm not bringing it up. I'll bring it up on Tears stream next week. But he sent me a meme towards Bob the Builder. It's like, first I nail the roof, then I nail degenerates like you on the cross.
Oh, sadly, well done, Johnny. Sadly, well done.
Bravo, my friend.
I was just looking for an excuse to use that one.
You got it.
I should have just looked. I should have just went with this one. That's basically everybody's character at the end.
Yeah, everybody got their comeuppance.
And the weirdest thing is, like, from where she got shot, because it only showed her get shot in one spot. They didn't show any other locations she got hit necessarily. She might have a collapsed lung, but she shouldn't have died.
It was supposed to look like she got shot in the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she got hit in the. They put the fucking pack in her shoulder.
Yeah, it looked like it hit her shoulder more than it hit
I mean,
her
granted,
heart.
they did say they did do multiple gunshots from the sound of it.
Unfortunately, they didn't present it well, but
I mean, if they showed second tits, they should have shown a little blood.
Well, this is also me being, a gun fanatic and everything, and being a bit critiquing of like where they shot and everything. Because even with how it was, I'm gonna cut you off just for a second. There was no reason the shooter should not have hit Cage.
Yeah. Unless he got stormtrooper aim. Which he does.
Which he apparently did.
Well, I'm still of the belief of having read some of the stuff on that stormtrooper aim was the whole thing for the main characters. It wasn't just plot armor, it's because they were told not to kill certain characters.
Yeah, I this is my honest to God belief. I believe that he already knew that was his kid, and he was just trying to all right, get him out of here.
What?
Like, Darth Vader already knew that Luke and them were his kids. Like, I honestly believe that. Like, a quick aside tangent.
I mean, it would have made sense to basically to be like, don't kill them because they might be valuable to us later on.
Well, not even that. If they were so powerful in the Force that he could sense them when they were doing shit, he'd had to realize maybe they're. I mean, fuck it. Luke's last name was fucking Skywalker.
Yeah.
Come on now, like.
Oh, your son sent that to you, Johnny? That's fucking brilliant.
Yes, that is brilliant. Wow.
Wow.
So again, just a side tangent of thought.
Okay.
But I think with that, it's been about an hour. I have no idea where else to go with this movie. On this whole thing, because it's a bit of a
James, you're
mindfuck.
bastard for making us watch this by ourselves.
What?
I don't necessarily have anything bad to say about James for that one, if to call him a bastard or anything. Again, it's not a bad movie. It's just I was not expecting something this deep in the fucking early 90s from Nicolas Cage. Or him being a part of it.
Here, you get to gloat to James when you see him because you got to see all of the full frontal nudity.
Now that you mention it, you're right. I am easily swayed by tits.
I am aware.
I will not deny.
I mean, who doesn't like tits?
Not really my bag, but okay.
What I mean by doesn't have at least an appreciation for. I mean, I still think it better, but as like a more firm, good smackable ass is better than ginormous tits every day of the week.
All right, there's no lie. I like mine's biggins, chunky girls. So I can concur.
It's like boobs are nice, but a smackable ass, a good smackable ass, is just so much better.
Wow.
Hey, James isn't here to now. James is the wrangler in this situation.
No, that can be
What?
said for men as well, because there are women who will look at a man's butt. And you know what?
Yeah, my mom's a butt person. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I don't want to see a guy's ass.
Well, I'm glad to know that you're straight, dear.
Like I'm just saying, when Judge Reinhold's ass came on the screen, I was kind of
He couldn't take his eyes away. He knew at that moment he wanted tongue butter that turtle cave.
Jiminy Cricket. Oh my god.
I couldn't resist on that one.
I walked right into that one, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah.
Just again, I opened the door, I peeked in, didn't see anything, and boom, right over the head.
Mm-hmm.
That was basically a Home Alone situation. There's nothing here. Swinging paint can comes and hits you in the head.
No, I dodged the first one, and then the second one is the one that gets me.
No.
Yeah, the one you set up yourself.
You saw the wire on the ground that's supposed to make you trip, so you fall into the stairs. And you're like, ha! Like I'm gonna trip over this wire, and then here comes a paint can. But I think we're gonna wrap it up here. This has been a funner one. It's unfortunate James couldn't make it, but hey, you gotta take care of your own health. We'll never get mad at you.
Feel better, my friend.
Yeah, this is definitely a recommendable movie. One that I will say you should only give yourself, like, depending on your alcohol, not dependency, but tolerance, probably like a 3-drink maximum. Because there's a chance you're just going to get angry. Depending on how you are. But I would say, like, probably take a drink. Like, that you're having throughout the movie, because good Lord.
Yeah.
Just wow. So final thoughts.
7 out of 10.
I really enjoyed it. No one was absolutely despicable, just no one was actually in the right in this movie either.
Yeah, there was no absolute villains, but there was also no heroes.
Exactly.
Okay, I can accept that.
Right. And I can go with that one. But yeah, we're gonna call it there. I gotta do some shit at some point. I just have had no motivation to do anything.
Oh.
Maybe I'll try re-recording that Twitter read, since I have better shit done now. So we'll see how things go. And yep.
Let me know when you finish that, because I am actually interested in seeing how that went.
Yeah, I'll probably just go on to the second and see if I want to redo the first some other time. Because, like, you can hear the audio, it's just you just gotta jack up your own volume, and that's the shitty part.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately, I have hearing issues, so I did jack up my volume, and I still couldn't hear.
Yeah, that's one you probably need to watch on a computer.
Okay.
With, like, actual speakers.
Thanks for the recommend.
Portable speaker.
Robot Tier.
Robo
From the
Tier.
speaker. Yeah.
Tier getting the remix.
Sorry about that.
That happens. But we're going to call it for now. Have a good one. It was Father's Day. Hopefully, if your father's not an
Happy
asshole.
Father's Day, Johnny.
Yep.
Happy Father's Day, Hellcat. I totally forgot. Well, happy belated Father's Day because it's no longer it's Monday.
I still got like 2 hours of Father's Day left.
Yeah.
So I am totally
No
on
one cares. No one cares about the other side of the planet.
Well, why are we talking about Terry? He's the other side of the planet right now.
And he is
No,
very
he's in the future.
definitely no longer in Father's Day.
Yeah, they haven't been for
But
a
yeah,
while.
remember
Actually,
Father's
they
Day
haven't
for
had
him
Father's
is in
Day yet.
September. Yeah,
Because he
it's
said
in
their
September.
Father's Day is in September.
Yeah. But we're gonna end it here, so yeah, if you were looking for a movie to watch, it's definitely one. I would not recommend it for a date night unless it's like something that you would not recommend it for an early date night. If it's someone that you've been with for a long time, probably could get away with it then.
If
But
you like deep films,
yeah,
this is a good one for you.
and it's
If
not
you're
overly
just
up.
looking for popcorn flick,
Yeah.
this isn't it.
Yeah, it's deep, but not up its own ass deep.
Right.
We're gonna call it. Hope everyone has a good week. We'll see you on Tier's show on Saturday, and then we'll be reviewing Tremors 3 unless we come to a consensus to watch something else. Have a good one this week. Hope you all